We live? Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, what is up? This is Olivia coming live from London. If you guys are watching me on a replay, drop me a hashtag style. Y'all know the drill. I have the multicultural millennial to and multi-ethnic to brand on social media and to earn also at the same time. So if that is you, drop me hashtag hybrid. We're live on Insta, Facebook, and TikTok. So TikTok, if you want to watch the live, you can on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram if that really is your thing and you can't watch it right now. Hey Andy, hey Ellie, hey Mickey. Let me just I can't turn off all my notifications, otherwise it's going to drop me. Give me a minute. TikTok, I'm just gonna move you like this. How are you guys doing? Hey Suzette, how are you, love? Okay, so I wanted to jump on today talking about the obstacles, right? The obstacle course. I'm going to take the book from Bob Proctor, which is the ABC of Success from Bob Proctor. And I thought maybe this would resonate in some way, shape, or form. If it does, do tell me. TikTok, I'm going to leave live on Insta and Facebook so you guys can watch that on YouTube. So let me just read a chapter of what it was written, and then we could just dive into a couple of things that I do every single day that hopefully will help you out and help you out in some way, shape, or form. But before we jump into it, obstacle is probably the best thing that you can overcome because it's going to build your character. It's going to build the resilience within you to see if it's the right thing, right? So here it says the obstacle course. Obstacles are something everyone encounters in life. The trick of a successful life is to conquer the obstacle as they appear. Pretty awesome. So I'm just going to read a bit of what it says, and then I'll just dive into a couple of things for you guys that may help you out in some way, shape, or form. I always believe, I don't wish for, if you wish for more money, then you wish for more problems. I always ask to have more resilience in being able to get a situation handled, right? Hey, Chloe. Hey, Eric. I'm always asking for something that can get me better into being a better human being. Hey, Tina. Okay. So as Bob Proctor says, he says, I can vividly remember doing my basic training in the Navy many years ago. And I would get hauled out of my bed at a ridiculous hour and march in the cold to an obstacle course. I was very young at the time, never understood what the Navy was doing and or why they were doing it. At the time, it appeared to me as if my government had hired people who had a sadistic streak in their personality and paid them to design these obstacle courses. I honestly believe they were trying to kill us. Looking back today, hopefully much wiser and certainly much more richer from those experiences, I realized that they were trying to toughen us up, make men out of boys. The obstacles were causing my peers and me to get in touch with something within us that we didn't even know was there. And there is something else of real value I can see today that we are totally missing, that we missed years ago. Although there were always a certain amount of hostility felt by everyone prior to their marches, it was an authentic group that returned tired but enthused. We had accomplished something. We conquered the obstacles. The leaders we referred as sadistic prior to March suddenly turned into good guys, and they returned victorious. They were the same people with whom we were laughing and joking. If you're in the middle of what appears to be an obstacle course today, reach out and meet the obstacle, conquer them, and I guarantee that you will see yourself as a much stronger and wiser person. Right? How cool is that if you could outcome, oh, hey, Carl, you could outcome and perform out of that by saying, you know what, I did what I was supposed to do. Like me going to CrossFit this morning after doing a water fast is probably not the best thing, because it was really a disgusting workout and we have the open for CrossFit gym very, very soon. So it got me out of my comfort zone. But by me showing up and going to CrossFit, I was able to do a 50-kilo clean, power clean, which I think is my personal best up to today. Hey, Gemma. But had I not gone and showed up, even if it hurts, even if, and this is like a simple obstacle, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I could have said something else, but it's the fact of saying, you know what, I'm still showing up. You know what, it feels difficult, hey, Joanne, in this moment, but I still choose to show up and do it. And they did say, do the workout for something that is kind of like difficult, because that's the goal. Like, do something that is difficult. Like, try and push yourself. And initially, I was just going to finish at like 35 kilos, to do the clean. But then we pushed to 50, which is awesome. But what can you handle as you're going into the situation, Gemma, as you're going into the situation, Catherine, as you're going into the situation, Suzetta, May, how are you going to face that maybe tough conversation, or maybe following up with that customer that hasn't bought from you, or, facing that conversation that may not result into anything, but that if the person just listened to your heart, listened to where you were heading, it'd be much easier, right? Not everybody's ready. For example, I can give, like, I had an issue the other day because I was like, oh, one of my customers who is living in France, he has the optimal set. So, the drinks that help with like better energy, the focus, the concentration. And so he was injured. He does football, and we had an issue with the paperwork. And I was like, well, I can't take your card because I'd have to call them and whatever. And he was into this whole thing of like, yeah, but I can't give my card. I don't want to give my credit card. I'm like, dude, I can't call because I'm in the UK. So you're going to have to call in France. And it just became a massive big hoo-ha. And I was like, look, I know you love the product. You'll just need to call them so they can just fix it. Unless you want to send your card details in the email, blah, blah, blah. I just had to break it down. I know it was like a tough conversation for that person, but I was like, I can't pick up the phone from where I live because I cannot call. So you're going to have to do it. So I had to have these, and I know it sounds like, but that's not a hard conversation. Everything that's administrative, guys, like I'm not the best. Okay. Like, don't get me wrong. You know where to buy the drink, you know where to get it. I'm really good at following up with the products and stuff, but there comes a time where I'm like, look, like admin is not my thing. And, looking after people, other things, it just takes a little bit more time. And it just for me, I'm just like, I just can't do it, So that was like the thing that I had to face. But here it says, I have learned that success. Oh, wait, no, I missed this part. The marvelous richness of human experience who lose something. Wait, sorry, my dyslexia is kicking in. The marvelous richness of human experience who lose something of rewarding joy if there were no limitations to overcome. The hilltop hour would not be half so wonderful if there was no dark valleys to traverse, to go through. Right, which is so true. I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, but as the obstacles which he or she has to overcome while trying to succeed. And that's from Booker T. Washington. And the last thing he wrote is action is character. The obstacle that you're facing requires you to take action. The obstacle that you are not wanting to face requires you to build you. It's the action you need to take to get there. The action to call up that person, the action to have that conversation, the action to say, you know what, it's not going to define me, but by me showing up every single day and doing it will build my character for the future, for people to be like, oh yeah, you know what, Lucy, that was cool. Oh yeah, you know what, Gemma, I agree with that. Yeah, you know what, Layla, oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, you know what, Carl, yeah, that's absolutely it. The character is only built when you go through the darkness. You're not going to win at the end of the tunnel by, just wishing and hoping. Don't get me wrong. I wish, I hope, but I pray, and I pray into action. I do what I say I'm going to do. How are you, Layla? Right? Do the tough things in the morning so then you're set up for the rest of the day. And if it's not, and if you haven't done it in the morning, why don't we just draw a line in the sand right now and set yourself for a timer for 20 minutes and just do it. The more you procrastinate, the less you're going to do, the more you're going to doubt, the less you do. And it's just a vicious circle, right? I was literally just thinking about you yesterday and how I haven't seen you. And here you are. Oh, look at you, Corey. Look at us. It's funny. I haven't seen you either in such a long time. I don't know how the algorithm on TikTok is playing because I'm like, y'all, like it doesn't make sense. But I guess it is what it is. But it's cool to see you, I love. How are you? Right? So I want you to understand that don't run after the fear of not showing up, whatever obstacle you're facing, whatever conversation you have to have. Sometimes just talking, sometimes just voicing what we need to say is important. Hey, Freya and Alda. So here are a couple of 3 things that I just want you that I wrote down that hopefully will just sum it up. And I know this live is kind of like super short, but I just wanted to jump in. I was actually procrastinating to jump on before I wanted to jump in. But obstacle is yeah, obstacles is a course. You know, your line to success. I love it when people, because I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, yeah, I've just joined the network marketing company, blah, blah, blah. And they're not in the same as me. Well, they are. We're still in the fit line. So I sell premium nutritional supplements, but they're in another team anyways. And this person was like, oh yeah, I know how many people like I have to reach out to get to like the rank and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I get that that's where you want to go, but it's going to be embracing the journey. Never judge somebody's chapter 55 when you're at chapter 8, right? I'm doing good. I'll tune in while I get ready for work. Okay, no worries. Talk to me. Talk to me, my love. Well, what time are you working at? And it's not about, because don't get me wrong, it's great to get the accolades. It's great to have, like, you know, yes, we opened the UK market. Yes, I got, you know, the Paris Scissors. Yes, I'm the founding member of the UK market opening. Yeah, it's cool, right? Don't get me wrong. Everybody loves that. But it's how I got there, how I stayed, and how I'm still helping the multicultural, the multi-ethnic ones that feel like they're strangers in their own country, by having them earn the extra income, by having them align with their word, by having them look and feel good. It's the transformation of who you're becoming. I mean, Corey could talk about it because her transformation happened when she made the decision to take care of her and evolve throughout the time. Same as me, right? I wouldn't be like, if you guys watch my videos from 4 years ago, they're completely different, but I decided to show up because action builds character. And that's what you want, because once you build the action, which is character, so the obstacle is the course, you decide which one you want. You either want to be a loser or you want to be the action taker. Action builds the character. But then after that, you define the way that will inspire people. Your story is going to be completely different. Some of you can relate to my story, right? But you can't relate to some other story. I can talk to you about abortion because I've been through it. I can talk to you about opening a business for 50 euros and shutting it down because I can talk about it. I can talk about, you know, supposed to get married, but the guy dumped me when I was on holiday, etc. I can talk about that, but because I know I can inspire some level of people, just like Corey can do it, you know, just like Layla, you can do it, just like Catherine, you can do it. You can inspire those people. But how can you inspire people if you haven't overcome the obstacle that maybe that person is where they are? Maybe just by giving them the inspiration, maybe by just giving them, you know, the quote of the day, or maybe just by saying, hello, how are you? And listening to what they're saying. I was talking to somebody the other day, and clearly that person just needed somebody to listen to them, right? I don't do that often, but I do when I just feel called. But sometimes in that midst, they need that listening to for the breakthrough to happen because they're ready to listen. How can you get to the other side? But I can't give you like the magic sauce. I can just tell you the magic sauce is the course, face it, action is the character, and defining how you feel it's right for you, which is understanding like your gut. Your gut is learning like what works for you. I'll give you a last one and then I shall rapidly, I was about to say hang up. Girl, I'm not on the phone, but I am online and TikTok. I'm going to leave live on Insta and Facebook and YouTube so you guys can watch it there. But last thing that I would leave you with this is, and I've lost my rapid thought of where I was heading. What did I want to say? Action. Your action is different from anybody else's. And I know it sounds as if, yeah, but it's going to be different. I don't understand. In hindsight, the layout is always the same, right? You put one foot in and one foot the other. This is where I wanted to go with this. This is how you overcome the obstacle. I always say, and I said it in my podcast that today, this is your right foot or your right hand, whatever, that you walk with. Okay, let's say this is a foot. You walk with this one, right? Which is your learning one. You learn, you hear, you absorb. This is the one. The left one is the action, right? You can't hop your way into getting somewhere. You got to put action into it. This is how I see it. And this is what I do. So when I hear something, I listen to it with my right hand. I'm listening, but my left foot has to put it into action, right? So I need to hear the information and then put it into action. I need to then learn something and then put it into action. That's why I crush semi goals, or why I'm able to go live or whatever, is because when I hear something, automatically I do it, right? When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. The fact that I did a 50 kilo clean this morning is because I worked the compounding effect and then I added into it. Hey, Dale, right? So you need to, I differently needed to hear this live. Oh, you're welcome, love. It's about, and even for example, in the midst of where I am right now in my business, I was looking for some inspiration the other day, and my mentor, Jessie, she passed away a few months ago. And I was like, look, just give me a word of inspiration. And I came down to one of her pages and it said vision, vision, vision. What is your vision? Even through the obstacle of where it should not outcost where you're heading. My vision is still to help the multicultural, multi-ethnic people that are living paycheck to paycheck. Like, you cannot live like this anymore. We're going to build your confidence to also earn at the same time. But the vision is there. I just got to keep on talking. I got to keep on showing up. I got to keep on sharing it. Hey, Sophia, I got to keep on sharing it. But that comes with the action of your words, your mouth, speaking what you need to. But then it's the action that is required. How many, connections that I have to make? How many things do I have to make? How many people do I have to recruit? It has to be one without the other. Just like your business, same thing. I don't know. Let's say that you want to set up your business, or I don't know what it is at work, like you're doing your 9 to 5, whatever. And on the side, you're doing your other hustle. Well, first of all, you need to learn. I get it. But then the action is what is going to do, because today we're so much into, you got to learn new things. You're going to, no. The simple layout of sales is, for me, you talk, you demo. You use the product, you talk about it, you demo it. It's just as in sales. You find somebody with a problem, you ask them if they are interested. If they're not interested, that's fine. Follow up. Like, there's just a same process all the time. It's nothing different. But I think sometimes we make it so difficult that it's overloading. Why don't we just keep it simple? Simple is so successful. Hey, cat love, right? So I really want you guys to understand, if you hear something and if obstacle is coming your way, walk right through it. If obstacle is coming through you and you're like, I just don't know how I'm going to handle it. It hurts. It's painful. But let me tell you this, you'll come out much stronger. Like, if God would not give you something that you could not handle, and he would give it in the right way because he knows you can overcome it. But if you don't overcome it, he's going to give it to you so many more times that's going to whip you in your behind. So you've got to be able to walk into it. You got to be able to say, hey, look, I'm okay. I'm cool. I'm happy, right? It's not easy, but in life, nothing comes easy. And I know that it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter who you are, what your background has been. It's about when you decide that enough is enough, and you decide to drawing that line in the sand and say, look, I'm going to do something different to alter my life. Now, will it take you 6 months? Will it take you 3 months? Will it take you 3 days? Will it take you a day to like, oh man, you know what? I should have done that before. I cannot tell you, because I'm not God and I don't have the power to decide. But what I can tell you is, once you decide what isn't right, then automatically you do it. Okay. So hopefully this resonates. And the obstacle is the course. Action is the character. Define the way, also to define the way, forgive, to inspire somebody. Yeah, find your way, and that will definitely inspire. Because what if you could change somebody's life just by a conversation? So many times I've had conversations with people and they're like, nobody never really did listen to me, but just by having your conversation, they were ready to listen to you, right? And I always pray this prayer, and whatever you guys want to, pray, I always ask God to lead me into every situation that I enter. Okay. So guys, TikTok, I'm going to leave live on Insta, Facebook, and YouTube. You guys can watch it there. If you guys don't know, I help the multicultural, multi-ethnic to brand on social media and to also to earn at the same time. So if that is you, #hybrid. But if that resonates, great. I ask that you apply it, because everything is supposed to be applied. I got this from the inspiration of the ABC of Success from Bob Proctor. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Remember to be you, do you. The world does not dictate who you are, but you dictate the world. Oh, hey, Amy. Okay, now I need to go. Talk to you guys later. Thanks.